welcome to the court of the Edijester. How are we, good people? Become a word teacher, subscribe, press the subscribe button, do the usual, chuck us a few quid. If you can help us keep going, that would be really helpful. You can do that by buying me a coffee or whatever it may be. Other than that, let's get straight down to it today, because some of you will already be familiar with Charlotte Gil, who writes beautifully on the Substackings. If you go and have a look at the Substacks, you'll find Charlotte Gil. I will put a link in the Dubris for you, so that if you want to go and subscribe to Charlotte, you can. And Charlotte, on the 9th of September, has written us a tremendous piece, which is well worth your time to engage with, which talks about an organisation called Universities UK. Now, Universities UK is a charity, and it's worth you having a dig on this one. I've come across these people before, when they were so vital in supporting BLM and related hard left causes in the past few years. UK Universities is often intrinsically linked with Advance HE, which is another one of these academic public money boondoggles in my book, another one that you might want to have a look at, also Advance HE. So it's interesting to see Charlotte getting to grips with something that UK Universities is up to. The charity, UK Universities, that's received over 17 million in taxpayer funding since 2019, is an interesting one. Charlotte might want to have a look at the FF Development Network, which is also part of Advance HE. I think there's a connection between all of these people at the top there. It's some kind of academic, another one of these, scratch my back, you'll scratch yours, one of those type things. It says here, Universities UK received 17 million, but the government speech marks cannot afford to neglect the higher education sector, says the CEO. We cannot afford to neglect the higher education sector were the wise words of Vivian Stern. And she does look stern. CEO of Universities UK said this on Twitter on the 9th. Damn straight, says Charlotte. If it wasn't for the universities, after all, we'd never have had research on menstruation at the movies. Bloody hell. Menstruation at the movies. And gay pig masculinities. I'm a gay man, right? And I don't know what a gay pig masculinity is. Honestly, it's got to be to do with filth, I mean. Filth. Behaving like an oinker. Some weird queer subculture. Gay pig masculinities. Or pregnant men. Among other groundbreaking discoveries. In her video, Stern made clear that universities are a profit centre for the country and that the government cannot afford not to invest in them. Very true. But tragically, universities have been ravaged by cuts, just like every other taxpayer-funded institution in Britain. Take Universities UK accounts on the Charity Commission. It's had to make do with a measly 3.8 million in government contracts and 13 million in government grants since 2019. Just over 17 million in total. Hashtag austerity, exclamation mark, says Charlotte. You can feel the sarcasm dripping from the digital page. Please pray for everyone in this sector. Especially Universities UK, whose charity is desperately needed. Otherwise, how will we know that universities are amazing? This is an extraordinary example of one of those organisations that does nothing, really. I know that's a terrible thing to say, but it strikes me that they do nothing. Charlotte has pointed this out, rightly, that there's something going wrong here. Now, I would suggest to Charlotte, hello, Charlotte, how you doing, Lottie? Is Lottie, that is short for Charlotte, isn't it? It's not short for Letitia. I get confused. Hello, Charlotte, I hope you're all right. Charlotte, have a look at Advance HE and Universities UK and the FF Dev network. There was a really big network set up a few years back, which got about 30 million, I think, right? It's been a while, and the old noodle ain't what it was, right? I think. And they've, what they've been up to is quite extraordinary, and it's worth a look, honestly it is. And I tried to find the tender process for that, and couldn't find it. And it seems to me that all money leads to Advance HE or University UK. So I'd be interested to see what Charlotte makes of this. I really would. Because there's something terribly wrong. And Charlotte has a mission. And I like Charlotte's mission because it is in line with my mission, right? So Charlotte says here, Woke waste is a mighty project. Every article is the culmination of huge amounts of reading and admin behind the scenes, pretty much 7 days a week. Ain't that the truth, Charlotte? For £5 per month, £50 per year, I do think you get real bang for your buck, in addition to there being a lot of free posts. So Charlotte's got a lot of stuff on that's worth having and worth subscribing. So I would suggest go and have a look. But this is not the only kind of organisation that we're having to deal with, and I do urge you to take a look at both Advanced HE, Universities UK, and also the FF Dev Network. There's something not right here, folks. I think there's some kind of boondoggle going on, and these academics are just raking it in for doing little or nothing. Included in this article, we have information via image that you can take a look at about UK's universities as well. It says that where they've said themselves, not only do our universities contribute financially to the economy, we train our public sector's workers, creating a better society and future for us all. See the full impact of higher education, teaching, research and innovation now. And that came out on September the 8th. So Universities UK is just reporting on that. And it says it's trained it says the university's return on investment is about teachers, nurses, doctors, etc. I'm just not quite sure what UK Universities does. Or Advanced HE for that matter. And the FF Development Network, which costs serious money, I have no idea what they do. Can't find out anything about it. And as soon as I signed up, they kicked me off. So, come on then, the great British publics. Great British public. Why don't you go out and about and have a bit of a dig? Universities UK, Advanced HE, FF Dev Network. What are these people up to? Why have they got your money? So, boondoggles. That's what I call it. American term, meaning just an excuse to make some money. I could be wrong about that, and I'm more than happy to be proved wrong. But I do hope that Charlotte will take a look and see what Charlotte can find, because I've had a bit of a dig myself, and I've found some stuff that's quite interesting. This is not the only sort of quango that's getting involved in stuff, is it? They seem to be popping up everywhere, and you can expect a lot more now we're under a Labour government. And then these quangos will silently make decisions for you. And silently makes decisions for government. Because what they want to outsource government so that you can't argue about it. And they want to outsource government so, well, this think tank has decided. It's just jobs for the boys. You know, the same as them handing over 11 billion to the public sector. It's just jobs for the boys. How can you hand over 11 billion to the public sector and then remove money from pensioners? This is Labour we're talking about, mine. The Labour of, you know, it's probably a good idea if we treat workers better. The Labour of, let's make sure that the class struggle is kept front and centre, and that there is a need to ensure that people have decent living standards and good health care and everything that goes with it. The Labour that gave us that. The Labour that fought for that. This is the Labour, you know, of the working man, or supposedly. Whereas I now think it's not even that. I just think it's the Labour of the sort of liberal set, the cheese board snuffling, shabbily quaffing, leafy suburban people. Isn't that what it is now? You tell me in the comments. Universities UK, Advanced HE, FF Dev Network. Go have a look, see what you can find. I'll see you later. I shall leave you with a slightly cheeky grin. Ta-da!